Students head to school each day entitled to equal treatment and full access to public education, but a growing body of research confirms what youth advocates have said for years, that some groups, minorities, the poor, and those with learning disabilities, are disciplined more frequently and more harshly than their peers. Educators in Kitsap and North Mason counties are part of a growing movement to do discipline better. Schools nationwide are turning away from zero-tolerance policies toward less punitive teaching methods that recognize and respect cultural differences among students. Here's how one Bremerton High School teacher connects with her diverse group of students while keeping the classroom under control.
Welcome to English. We are reading and rereading the poem, The Names. How many of you, just real quick, Dominic, what is The Names about? We read it yesterday.
The students in my class is really interesting. When you talk about the achievement gap, this is where that happens. I have 12 students total, 11 boys. Out of the 11 boys, I have 2 that are white. All the rest are multicultural. I have 2 English language learners. A couple of my students have learning disabilities. So this is the front lines. Relationship is key for these kids. So they're constantly trying to validate their relationships with others in this class and outside the class. So I have to compete with that by creating my own relationship with them to get them to perform in the way that they need to perform in order to become better at the skills that I'm trying to teach them. I think one of the biggest challenges is that students constantly want to talk to each other about what's going on in the class, what happened before the class, what's going to happen after the class.
Some people will either pretend fight, others will just be talking and not doing their work.
There is a constant dialogue and conversation going on continually. So I have to stop that conversation, compete with that conversation, try and keep their attention long enough so that I can put in my input into their learning.
But the teacher just tells us to stop, and if we don't do it, she'll do it again.
Because otherwise they are talking about basketball, music, movies, girls, boys, money, clothes, anything but reading and writing.
She'll sometimes pull you out in the hall to talk to you by yourself, so no one can hear.
I call them my wind chimes because they are constantly making noise. Just sitting in class and I'm trying to teach a lesson and then they do this, I don't know, whatever they do, and it makes a water dripping noise.
She sent me out in the hall one time because I was doing a water drop noise and like that.
And really? Are we not doing English right now? Yesterday, I lay awake in the palm of the night, a soft rain stone in. For me, it is just letting them know that I love them.
She says she loves us whenever we do a good job. She's like, I love you guys.
I don't want to see them fail. I want them to see themselves as successful.
I'm trying to figure out what sport I really like a lot because I do basketball, football, and track. And I'm trying to go far in life and keep my grades up so I can think about what I want in the future.
And so just communicating that, I think, is one way that they buy into me because they trust me now. I try to encourage them. When kids are on task, I see you, thank you for doing that. I try to vocalize that more than, what are you doing? Stop, you know what you should be doing. I do correct them. I love you enough to let you know that you are being out of hand and you need to, get back into place and take care of business.
In the beginning of the year, we had to sign a contract. When we do get in trouble, she says, you guys signed a contract this year, so you need to follow up to it.
Reward is just as important as discipline.
When we were good for a whole month, she threw us a party in her room and she gave us treats, and then that helped us a lot.
They took a test, a big test, and after the test we used the rest of the class time to make duct tape wallets You know, so we have our time to play and get to know each other and have some fun, blow off some steam.
She made a rule with us, like all this, like sometimes we're allowed to eat in the classroom and stuff like that, and that's our part of it. But to be able to do that, we have to be able to be good.
So it's a fine line, you know, how comfortable and familiar I can be with them and at the same time maintain respect as a teacher. My favorite one is the one that says, what does he say, screamed behind a door?
Yeah.
But that familiarity is very important for them.
And she's a great teacher to have this year.